Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the, hold on, let me turn down the intro music, let me turn to the screen. Welcome to the 40th installment of the NP podcast, aka the last podcast of the year. It's crazy. 2020 is over in 5 days. That's insane. What's going on, Riley? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for popping on by. I appreciate it a lot. So, man, this podcast is kind of gonna be a freestyle, if you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be talking all over the place about some stuff, you know, because that's just what I want to do. I think I'm gonna take off my headphones because I don't want to hear music. I kind of want to just have a blank slate to think with. So yeah, I hope, by the way, this year has been very consistent with the podcast starting around June, which was really awesome. I think that's really awesome that I started being more consistent with the podcast, because something I never realized with the podcast is that it's kind of the escape to my escape. Now, doing my YouTube channel is obviously my passion and what I put my all into, right? But the podcast and, you know, the second channel is kind of like my escape from that. My podcast, I'm allowed to see, with my podcast specifically, I can kind of just talk, and it's an escape. I basically talk to no one in my entire life. I don't know anybody that thinks, not just thinks, but how do I explain it? Not think, but has such an open mind that they can receive the things that I say. A lot of people will just take in the stuff that I talk to them about and just dismiss it. And I feel like with the podcast, the things that I learn, I'm able to put it out in video form in a natural way that if anybody ever does come across it and has an open enough mind, they can utilize the information. And I feel like one of the most valuable currencies on earth is knowledge to becoming I just sounded like Ty Lopez, but I feel like knowledge is truly one of the most valuable currencies, especially if it is in relation to bettering your life. And so that's what I think a lot of the solo podcasts has been about lately, is just about bettering your life. And you know, I truly think that maybe someday somebody will come across these podcasts, like how I came across the Smith Plays podcast a long time ago, back in 2015, 2016. And I was watching those, and they brought genuine value to me at the time. And I hope one day I can bring that same value to somebody else, and, you know, truly bring that value to somebody. I would never be like, oh, Smith Plays, your podcast brought so much value to me, unless we were like close friends, and if we were like close friends and I decided to tell them that, you know. But other than that, I'm talking about real knowledge that you really truly take to heart. You know, I feel like sometimes people will like kind of grasp the concept of something and be like, I don't know how to explain it really. It's just, I'm talking about truly grasping the concept of something and like being able to apply it in your life and truly having meaning. And I hate how I say but it's truly hard to come across things like that in life nowadays, especially. What's up, Vegas? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good right now. I hope you're doing well. I'm watching The Dark Knight Rises. Nice, dude. I agree. Knowledge is the best type of currency. Yeah. Something that's often not spread around these days is just deepness, or being able to talk with somebody. I truly feel like the most valuable thing you can do, like most valuable thing you can do personally, is being able to unlearn something and not being committed to a concept of something. I always wondered what this quote from Yoda meant. What was it? Yoda, he says to Luke Skywalker, you must unlearn what you have learned. And basically that sentence right there is the concept of having an open mind, is believing in something you thought was real and then changing that when you realize it's not real. And I feel like that's the fault with a lot of religion, is that, like, specifically with religion, I feel like religion really teaches you to question other things' beliefs, but the thing is, in turn, it asks you not to question its own belief and have faithfulness, which obviously it makes sense in the terms of religion, but it just kind of like goes against each other. I hate to talk about religion, but I'm just talking about that concept alone, relating it to having an open mind and being able to change the things, to being able to unlearn what you have learned. And it's such a powerful quote from Yoda. He basically says you must have an open mind. You must be able to have the strength to do that, because a lot of people are so filled with pride that they will never unlearn what they have learned, and they'll always have an absolutist mindset, being fully committed to a certain idea of a concept. And that's something you shouldn't have, because if you truly want to be happy in life, you can't have that mindset about anything, because it will truly like for instance, for a long time I was making 2 to 5 minute videos, and you know, that was okay when my YouTube channel was like super small and I was still like so unknowledgeable about editing. But at a certain point I decided that, okay, I thought the reason why I was making 2 to 5 minute videos was because I thought that was the sweet spot of what people actually wanted to see. But instead, what I ended up doing was I decided to challenge myself and learn how to make 10-minute videos and make them entertaining throughout the entire way. Now, did I truly succeed with that? Well, I think I did. Now, if you guys think I didn't, you know, that's your own opinion, that's your own perception on the topic. But I really truly believe that back in the day when I did start making 10-minute videos, those were the best videos that I was making at the time. And the goal of being a YouTuber is for your videos, the current ones you make, to be the best ones you've made so far. You kind of don't want to regress at all. Like, a little regression is okay, because like in 2018 I became really lazy on YouTube. My editing regressed so much. It was so much worse than it already was. That was just because I was lazy, and that regression taught me a very important lesson, that how not to be lazy on YouTube and how to always pursue even if you're not feeling that passion. Because I'll admit, there's been times on YouTube that I haven't felt the passion anymore, and it sucks. It truly does suck, but that's the thing. You are going to feel that sometimes, and you want to learn how to push past that, because the feeling is not permanent. It's not like, all feelings aren't permanent. So having passion towards something isn't a permanent feeling, and neither is no longer feeling that passion. So in a lot of ways, you know, you've seen me switch my content up so many times on my YouTube channel, and because at points that was what I was content with. That's what I was happy with making. I used to be happy making Fortnite videos. I'm no longer happy making Fortnite videos. I used to be happy making Minecraft videos. Well, that was a different situation. I still love making Minecraft videos. It was just something so unfortunate happened that I was like, I'm never making a Minecraft video again. Yo, Teasy, welcome to the stream. Welcome back, Vegas. But yeah, that's just some stuff that I've been thinking about lately. And another thing is, I was talking about how YouTube, I apply myself to it 100%, and that is true. I apply my 100% to every video that I can do. That's why I switched from uploading every 3 days to uploading every week. It's because I cared about the concept of quality more than I did of quantity. Now, I enjoy both sides equally, I enjoy the fact that putting up consistent videos, it kind of reminds me of what YouTubers used to do back in the day when they daily uploaded COD Zombie challenges, Let's Plays. But then another part of me realized that YouTube has adapted and that more is no longer better, but more in terms of the sense as betterness is better, as in having a better video. And so what I'm trying is to make the best video I possibly can, and some of these videos have taken like 4 months to make. There's a video I posted I think 2 months ago that the idea and the concept of it was evolving in my head for 4 entire months, and there's still some ideas that I plan on doing in the upcoming weeks that I've had the idea for 6 months ago, but I'm not doing until now. And you just really need to have something to apply yourself in 100% in your life. Because I used to, I had this concept of you can get through everything with willpower, which to a degree is true. But then I realized that for me, I have something I can apply myself to in life. So that for me is YouTube. So I was wondering, like, why am I content having this job that I don't even technically like? I work at some store, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really enjoy the store at all. But the thing was, I was wondering why I'm content, and content is like a feeling of peaceful happiness, and I'm not upset at my life. I'm actually quite fulfilled, especially since I started appreciating the things I've had a lot more in life. But I was watching this video, and it was talking about all these things of how it sucks working, and I was like, why doesn't it suck working for me? And then I kind of was thinking, like, it doesn't suck working for me because I actually have something to give my all to in life. So I have a job that keeps me grounded in a way that my job is basically doing physical activity for 8 hours, even though it's kind of not that at all. It's not even close to that, but that's what I perceive it as, is, okay, I'm doing 8 hours of physical activity and I'm getting paid for it. In perception, you may not be able to get through everything with willpower, but with perception you can. Because I think another thing that has aided me in this, as not hating working, is because I decided to just perceive it as something else other than work. My job right now, I perceive it as I get physical activity, I get out of the house, and then I get paid for it. That's what I just think of it as. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise, so I'm basically getting paid for doing stuff I wouldn't be doing otherwise. And I think perception is very strong. And I definitely recommend you guys, if you don't necessarily like something in life, perceive it as something else. Dig down to the core root of it, and dig down as much as you can, and make it something that's attractive. For me, that was for my job that I don't even really like. Perceiving it as getting out of the house and doing physical activity and getting paid for it, that's attractive to me. So that's what I perceive it as. And so that's one thing that I realized, that maybe that's why I don't hate work as much, is because I have a sense of fulfillment in life. And a lot of people do have things that in life that fulfill them, but they don't take the time to actually appreciate that it makes them fulfilled. Because fulfillment isn't something you subconsciously experience. It's not something you subconsciously experience, but it's something you consciously notice. And once you can consciously notice fulfillment, that's when you actually feel fulfillment. It's not a lot of people don't realize that feelings, you realize feelings. But if you let everything go through subconscious acts, then how are you ever supposed to feel them? Because it's subconscious. And of course, there can be effects of doing stuff subconsciously that can affect your conscious life. But a lot of the times it's negative. Experience things subconsciously and realizing it consciously is often a negative thing. So really realize how do I word this? Once you're able to consciously realize how your subconscious affects your conscious life, then that's when you're able to truly live a good life. That's the best way I could word it. You know, you may be hearing those words now, they make no sense, or they make some sense, but you totally don't grasp it. But something that I've learned in the future is that words have a special way of working, that oftentimes they just randomly click. You'll experience something and then you're like, oh crap, what this person said years ago all of a sudden makes a lot of sense. And sometimes that can be the piece to the puzzle. And I hope that this can be that for you guys. But yeah, you have to seek out something that you can apply yourself 100% to, that you believe in. For me, I believe in making content on YouTube, and so I apply myself 100%. And that's how I feel my fulfillment in life, and that's how I'm able to go to my job that I don't really like and enjoy it and still be happy with my life. How much did I work last week? I think I worked like close to 30 hours. Again, it's not an enjoyable job what I do. And after that, I've had to come home and watch my annoying puppy that I know that my mom could be watching because she doesn't even work at all anymore. And just, I feel like it's putting me through a trial. I feel like life is constantly putting me through a trial so I can obtain more knowledge through experience. Yeah. So I'm gonna re-chat right now. I like to tell some things, like if they say something they don't like doing something, I always say, how do you know you'll hate it if you never tried it? That is true. My mom's like that. She'll have never done something before and then completely knock it before she's ever tried it and just say it won't work even though she's never done it before. It's a mechanism for people to try not doing anything new with their life. It's so they can stay lazy. People just do it. It's sad. And they don't realize it. That, again, they subconsciously are just saying no to it. They don't notice subconsciously they're saying that for the reason that they're just lazy. And so if you're consciously able to notice that, that's how you make it change and get around those things. That's how I fixed a lot of things in my life, actually, is being able to consciously realize that my actions that I do subconsciously. And a lot of it was through triggers, but I just want to say, never give up. Being happy is a constant pursuit of finding out about yourself and what makes you happy. If that makes any sense. Yeah. This you could probably tell this podcast isn't structured at all. I'm kind of all over the place. I didn't write down anything because I just didn't have the time to. I just wanted to do the podcast. I just wanted to talk. I had a pretty lazy day today. I was tired by 5 o'clock, on the verge of falling asleep, which is pretty pathetic. I have a video coming out on the 31st. Hopefully it'll be coming out on the 31st. I don't know yet because I don't have it even close to finished. I have 2 minutes of it recorded and edited. Not edited to fully, but I have it edited to a certain extent. And yeah, just life has been, it's truly weird feeling content with life, because it's so hard to explain being content, because sure, it's a peaceful happiness, but it's like, it doesn't, those don't feel like the right words to describe it. And I've just felt I've truly just felt at peace lately, even though there's times in my life where I don't feel at peace. Like, for instance, when I'm around my mom, she makes me feel the opposite at peace. And life has been okay for me. What? The message made no sense. What's up, Tyler? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, there will always be some things that disrupt your peace, but the thing is, controlling your mind. Remember, you are the ruler of your own mind, and you can perceive things as anything. You can truly, like my mom, she makes me, I found peace at everything in life, but when I'm around my mom, something about her just makes every inch of me so angry and so mad and upset. And I kind of, how I decided to think of it as, well, there's still a piece of my anger and rage that I haven't explored that I need to eliminate. And I used to have this real bad problem with getting so angry and upset at things and letting it control my life. For instance, this guy one time talked about me badly on a podcast, and it made me angry. I'm not even kidding. I didn't get over it until the end of till like, I guess, summer of this year. I never got over it. And this is something that happened in, I think, 2017. It took me almost 3 years to get over something that made me angry 3 years ago. And getting over that was a big stepping stone, but things like my mother is another stepping stone. That's another part of me that has been unexplored and that I still have to fix, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, there's that dude was a dick. I don't view it that way anymore. For a long time, I thought of it as he was spreading lies about me. But truly, when I was able to step back from the situation, I realized that if I was in his shoes, I could have understood, like, putting myself in his shoes, I could have understood those thoughts coming from him. A lot of the things he says, I guess they came out as that way. Like, perception, right? When somebody says something, even if they don't have the intent of the meaning that you've seen, they still have that meaning to you. So let's say I call you a faggot, just as a joke. I'm like playing as a friend, and I'm like, you know, we were playing Fortnite last night, and I was like, come here, faggot. And like, obviously I'm playful, joking intent, and that word legit means nothing in that context. I'm saying faggot to just say faggot. It doesn't mean anything bad or negative or good. But you can completely perceive that as me attacking you. And so I kind of see that in his position. And that's part of the reason how I got over it, was that, oh, I can see where he could have perceived that. And I guess there was a little fault on my part too. I just wish he was able to, I guess I was a kid at the time, and I didn't have the knowledge that I do have now, because he did talk to me, but I wish, it was just stupid. It was a dumb situation. Saying to you, did you have a happy holiday? I didn't. Oh, you're talking to him. But yeah, that's something I learned, and forgiving is the way of ridding yourself of anger. And I guess I've had anger in me for a long time, just because of situations I've been with in life. But the thing is, I don't give myself an excuse to have those feelings. I've always kind of lived by this, is think with logic and not emotion. But sometimes you forget that anger is an emotion too. It's just like, we think of the soft feelings as, oh, emotion, but then we kind of forget that anger is also an emotion. And that's I guess what I did, and I never controlled my anger up until this year. And it's so it's so nice to get rid of it in my life, even though there's still a part of it there. but that just gives me more room to improve myself as a person and become a stronger person. But the thing is, I never give myself an excuse for those feelings. Like, I remember this girl in high school. I don't want to be rude, but she was fat, and she used this as an excuse to why she's fat and she ate all the time. You know, I never called her fat, but these are words straight from her mouth. She said, when I was a child, she was like abused in a foster care, which is obviously awful, right? I'm not saying that's not awful, but she wasn't fed all the time, and so she would eat whenever she got the chance to eat. And then now, in her teenage years, all she does is eat when she sees food, which is all the time now since she's living a better life. And I was like, I think we were 14 at the time she said that to me, and I was like, that was the dumbest bullshit that I've ever heard. Remember earlier in the stream when I was like, the key to bettering yourself is consciously realizing your actions subconsciously. She does that. She was able to do that, but the thing is, she lets that her subconscious rule, and she just let herself keep on eating like that, which is obviously not good. And she noticed that, but she doesn't do anything about it. She just lets it happen. And you can't give yourself any excuses for things in life. That's another thing. Accountability is one of the strongest personality traits you can have, and the sooner you get it, the more you can improve, because accountability is also like opening up your mind. Because a lot of things, people will be like, no, I couldn't be at fault. I do everything right. Or at least people try to do everything right in their mind. But sometimes people let the intent of doing everything right in their mind overrule the fact that they can make mistakes. Just because I have the intent of doing something good for somebody doesn't mean I could accidentally harm them. For instance, never mind, I'm not going to make a for instance for that. He makes me want to be a better man. Gage makes me happy. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. But I don't really care, because I just want to give this information in case you guys can use it, because obviously it's stuff that I've used on my own journey, and it makes a lot of sense once you think about it and once you're able to apply all these things. And life is truly important. You know, it's not something you joke around with. I can understand. I used to think that the cure for everything was to work hard. I'm just gonna say it. I was at fault. It's not true. For me, that was my cure, was to work hard and like have a job and stuff. You know, once I got a job, my happiness did increase because I was getting out of the house more, which was something which was something that I couldn't do too often. But I just realized that that's not the case for everybody. For instance, maybe the missing piece to your puzzle is applying yourself 100% to something you truly believe in, or you know, you do have something you apply yourself 100% to, but the thing is, it's your 100% of what you can actually do at that moment. Let's say you're working 50 hours a week, but so that makes your 100% you're applying yourself into something actually your 40%. And I kind of view my videos like that a long time ago, back in 2018, because another reason why I was lazy most likely was because this was my first time ever doing school and YouTube at the same time. Because when I started my YouTube channel in 9th grade, I did school for 1 month while doing YouTube. Then summer came, then I went to school for like 2 to 3 months, but my content was mainly streaming at the time. And then I didn't go to school the rest of 10th grade. And then 11th grade was truly my first time doing YouTube while doing school. And so I wasn't giving my all at the time. So there's all different aspects, and I was definitely a little close-minded. I was thinking that just because in my situation, I was definitely thinking just because my situation was to get a job and work harder at that job, that it would be everybody's fix, which was definitely an ignorant thing to think of. Yeah, it was definitely ignorant, and I realize my fault in that now, and I'm glad that I do, because it's just a big learning journey to everything. Again, the quote from Yoda, you must unlearn what you have learned. For me, for a time, for like the last 2 to 3 months, my idea of it was I need to work hard. Get a job and work hard at it, and you know, all the other benefits a job brings. And yes, that was the cure for me, but it's not going to be the cure for everybody. And I was definitely ignorant in believing that just because it was the thing for me to fix my life, that means it's the same thing for everybody. And you have to have your beliefs, not even beliefs, because a belief is something that's set in stone. You have to change. You constantly have to change your eyes to understanding different situations and understand that things constantly evolve. What's a different word than beliefs? Ideas. Everything in Earth is an idea. Oh, what is this? What did I just open? Barak Al-Faiz. Oh, cool, you're streaming. Yo, what's up, Barak Al-Faiz? You kind of missed the best part of the stream, but definitely go back and watch it if you want to and have the time. I got it was a bunch of deep information if you do want to know what I was talking about, and you just kind of grabbed the tail end of that right there. But what's up, bro? I haven't seen you here before. Did you change your name? Did you change your name or something? But man, I've been really content with my life. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, currently I have $1,240 in my cash savings. I was about to get it out to show on stream. Why would I have to do that? Do I have to prove that I have money? $1,000 is barely even money. See, that's another thing. I was just consciously realizing subconsciously what I was doing.
Creamy.
Yo, thank you for subscribing. I can't even read that because that's like in cursive, but thank you so much, whoever that is. My name before was Judo. Judo 44, man. You're an OG. You've been around here for like 3 years. Welcome back. I thank you so much. I want a job like you have, Gage. I don't think you want the job that I have. But what was I just saying? But yeah, I just consciously realized something I was subconsciously doing there. But I have 1.24K. I'm saving up for in like 4 to 5 years so I can buy some land and build a log house on it and just have my own estate and just yeah, that's the plan. By the way, guys, I finally found out what I wanted to do. So the original plan was to be a homeowner by 25, but this is the same exact plan. But the thing is, I'll be building my own house alone. I'm gonna be building a log house. Now maybe this will change over time. Depends on my surroundings, because I do want to stay where I live, but the thing is, land is so expensive here. To put it in perspective, land should be 1 acre should only be around $1,000 to $2,000, and I'm talking about good land. But people where I live on, it doesn't matter. This land is selling for around $10,000 an acre, and it's shitty land. They're selling $10,000 an acre for swampland. And now I understand why. It's because because swampland is actually a pretty good place to build a state for stores. but land is so expensive, and I'm hoping one day that when I do have the money, I'm able to buy maybe like 20 acres of land in the middle of the woods, and that's where I plan to build a log cabin by myself, and that's where I plan to build my own log cabin. And it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice, because imagine living that fulfilling life of living off the land, and that's truly what I want to achieve. Is because I always think of like, I always have this dual kind of thinking of things on how I want to get rid of all the technology in my life and live out in the woods, but also I don't want to get rid of YouTube. So I realize it's not the technology that's the issue. I feel like it's being around society that is the issue. And so what I'm thinking is that if I get the best of both worlds, I go out and live in the woods, but my computer and making YouTube videos is all that I use my computer for, and I just work my entire life, you know, working in a garden. This sounds so cheesy to you guys, because I know you guys are like kind of young, but man, the concept of just working on a garden and looking at flowers to me is like a dream. And it's a dream that I will achieve one day, and I will do it. Yo, CSM Rouge, welcome to the stream, by the way. You thought it was the last podcast? Nah. It's not gonna be the last. Land between 9,500 for an acre. I know. So Nerd's dream is to be a lumberjack? Yeah, basically. It's so funny. My entire life that I've been called a lumberjack, and I'm actually becoming one. My plan is at least to be a homeowner by 25. Nice. That's a good goal. My mom doesn't even own her home, I don't think. Oh yeah, if you pay... Well, technically, if you put the money down on a home, you are technically a homeowner, because that money is so you can put your name on the ownership of the land of the house. So yeah, actually she is a homeowner then. I'm already in cooking classes and I'm 14. Nice. That's good. It's good learning how to cook. But yeah, I just want to live off-grid, have some solar panels, man. Live in the middle of the woods, have a clearing where I can have, you know, I'm gonna build, obviously, my cabin. I'm gonna have some fruit trees. I'm gonna have some berry bushes. I'm gonna have cherry blossoms, bro. Man, I'm obsessed with cherry blossoms, by the way, guys. Best tree on earth. Damn. God really did a good job making cherry blossom trees. Those are like the most beautiful things on earth. There is nothing more beautiful than a cherry blossom. Or any of the other species of cherry blossom trees there are. There's white cherry blossoms. My dad says he is going to buy me a restaurant if he's impressed with my skills. Hey man, don't hold on to that promise though. Because first of all, he may have been joking. And yeah. Cherry blossoms, bro. Gotta go to Nerd's house, then make a cherry pie. I don't know if you're joking there, bro, but I don't think that's how cherry blossoms work. I don't think they actually grow cherries. Oh my god! Guys, cherry blossoms don't grow cherries on them. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a cherry blossom tree real quick. Cherry blossoms don't grow cherries. This is a cherry blossom tree, guys. Oh my god. The fact that you guys thought cherry blossoms grow cherries. I guess you could assume that. Never mind. I'm just ragging on you guys. That's so funny though. That is so hilarious. You guys thought, what do cherry? Okay, let's look up what cherries grow on. What? I think they grow on bushes. What do cherries grow on? A cherry tree. Okay, it grows on a cherry tree. Apparently cherry trees are things. That's so funny. That's so funny. Gage showed me his hentai folder. Very true. I did. It's quite exquisite with 3,000-year-old hentai girls. When I saw the chat saying cherry blossoms grow cherry. Yeah. My whole life I thought they were on cherry blossom. I mean, technically it says cherries blossom, so yeah, I guess English is weird. English is weird, I guess. But that's so funny, man. Cherry. That's so hilarious. Man, it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm glad I put my time to good use doing this podcast. I hope I was able to teach you guys something. But yeah, life has been incredibly good lately, and I'm appreciative of it. Yeah, I don't know. I thank you guys for sticking around with me on YouTube, by the way, too. You guys make YouTube worth it, because with doing YouTube, there technically really isn't any outcome. Not outcome, how do I say this? There isn't any reward doing YouTube. Obviously, there's the reward of getting a video done, but that kind of reward, getting a video done, is subtracted by the 8 hours of sitting you had to do to get the video actually done. So videos are rewarding to do, and I love doing them, but the sitting at the desk for 8 hours makes them not feel rewarding anymore. And so a lot of the times I feel like the fact of getting a video out and seeing you guys comment on it, it's the highlight of my day, truly. And it's not because I care about, I don't know, I just care about your guys' comment and communicating with you guys. And I also care about this podcast and streaming anywhere else, because it really feels like it's the only way to communicate with you guys, because, you know, nobody wants to comment on YouTube anymore. I was talking to Tyler in chat about this last night, on how YouTube auto deletes comments now. You have no, you know, these inappropriate comments or perceived inappropriate comments would just go to the spam, the inappropriate tab in YouTube Studio, but now they just get deleted by YouTube. And I feel like a lot of people just left my channel because they thought I was deleting their comments or something off their video and never replying to them. And that kind of really makes me feel bad, because I don't want people to think that I was ever ignoring them, because I would never ignore anybody intentionally. And even like, I've never ignored anybody purposely, even if it was for it wasn't even for my own good, you know? I'm gonna make Gage Cherry Blossom, if you know what. These podcasts are fun. Yeah, they really are. They're good. I can get some information out to you guys. To have hobbies as well. Oh yeah, hobbies are the most important thing. Again, going back to having something you can put your 100% into that you believe in. For instance, now that I realize it, I used to think it was a mutually exclusive thing to YouTube, but I realize a lot of hobbies are work. Like playing an instrument, that is so hard. I used to play violin for a while, hardest instrument on earth. And then for a while I was playing piano there, mainly out of discipline and learning a new skill. Learning piano was hard, not hard, but it was a job basically. It was a lot of work, because learning how to read sheet music is AIDS. I don't know if I'm retarded or something, or I'm not musically inclined, but reading sheet music is just stupid. But I do think that at one point I am going to take up learning an instrument. I want to do violin. I really want to learn how to do violin because it is my favorite instrument, and I know it'll take a lot of practice. But isn't learning skills what life is all about? Just learning skills, being able to do them, and practicing them every day to become the best at them, to feel when your moments of death come that you can finally feel like, I deserve this. You know, I deserve my rest now because I worked this whole time, you know. And when Yoda dies in Return of the Jedi, and he says, I have earned my rest. Like, isn't that something we should all want to achieve at the end of our life? Some guy was talking to me in parking lot. Oh, nice. And I got startled. My favorite instrument is piano. I hate the piano. Such a lame instrument. You know, no offense to you. I'm learning a JoJo song on piano. Nice. But yeah, we should all... Gaining skill is like so important. Because gaining skills is what defines us and teaches us stuff. The skill of doing YouTube... Do you know how much I've learned and matured because of YouTube the last 3 years? A lot of these situations, I'm not gonna lie, if I never went through my dream of starting a YouTube channel, I would be I don't like swearing, but I'd be fucked up right now. I would be in a mess. I would be a mess right now. Cause man, how much of a mess I was while doing YouTube with the knowledge that I've learned. You know, obviously I'm in a better place now, but that was all because of YouTube. YouTube has led me to so many avenues of learning that I truly believe that skills is the way of learning things in life. Learning about yourself, because as you develop a skill, you develop a certain part of you that couldn't be developed otherwise. You learn your fears, your like for instance, you start an instrument, but you'll soon learn maybe a fear that you have is that you never get good at it. But shouldn't that fear also drive you to make yourself good at it, because you fear so much of never being good at something that you are going to be good at it no matter what? That's just an example. Gage the life coach? Nah. I'm not a life coach. I'm just relaying the things that I've learned to other people. You know, a lot of the times the things I say don't even make sense. Like, I say stuff that doesn't make sense all the time. It makes sense. Like, I understand that as I'm saying it, it makes no sense, but I'm just trying to get it out. It's terrible. It's like I'm trapped. I'm trapped inside my brain that doesn't know the words to describe feelings. Gage the good advice giver. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I enjoyed this podcast. I think I'm going to end it here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the 40th installment of the NP podcast, aka the last podcast of 2020, ending it on number 40. 20 plus 20 equals 40. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much. A quick shout out to Riley, Vegas, Teasy, Tyler, Judo, CSM, and yeah, thank you all of you so much for joining out on the stream. I love you all. I really hope you guys are able to implement this stuff, and to people in the future, I hope you guys are able to take something from this podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna end the podcast here, and have a good night, guys. Peace.